Morning, gorgeous ladies. How are you today? So I'm outside in the sunshine. I've moved my office into the garden. My favorite place to be. I love it. I've got the birds singing in the background. Somebody, I think, is cutting their hedges around here. So if it gets a bit noisy, I'll move inside. But I thought we'd have a change of scenery. So what I want to speak about is the number one belief that keeps a busy mind in play. So what is it? It is that anything your mind has to say is relevant to the present moment. So if you've got a busy mind, you believe that it's relevant right now, in this moment. You're lost in it. You're lost in your mind. Here's the thing. Nothing your mind has to say is relevant to the present moment. When you take a look at the thoughts, they're always about the past and future. However subtly, it will be the past or the future. If you don't believe me, if you've got a busy mind, just take a pen and paper and just write. Don't think about what you're writing, just write the contents of your mind down. Just get it all out on a piece of paper and take a look at what you've just written. Was any of that relevant to what's happening right now in this moment? And it can be a little bit tricky to see this sometimes, but a really good example, I did this yesterday. I was eating my lunch outside in my favourite place, and I was spending all of the time thinking about how I was going to get everything done this week. I must have been lost for about 5 or 10 minutes, I would guess. And just in that relatively short space of time, I could really feel the stress building up. It was really building up. Was how I'm going to get everything done this week relevant to that moment eating my lunch? No, it wasn't. The reality is that we're only ever doing one thing right now. And really what we need to do to come out of a busy mind is to just do that one thing. But our mind makes us believe that we have to do something else, that we have to figure out how on earth are we going to get all of this stuff sorted out this week, because I've got a lot to do this week. But I'm not doing that right now. I'm talking to you right now. So when I finish this, I'm probably going to go and get a coffee, have a break. So in that moment, I'll just be having a coffee and enjoying that coffee and sitting in the sun and listening to the birds. After that, I have some things that I need to write. So in those moments, I'll just be writing and getting some of the things done that I need to do this week. Do you see? Getting done what needs to be done is an accumulation of all of the things that are done in each moment. So nothing my mind was telling me about that had any bearing on what I was actually doing, eating food. You've got to see this for yourself. You've got to see it, because it's such a common trap. It really is a common trap. And here's the thing, if you've got a busy mind, quite often what you're going to find, if you start to really look at the content of these thoughts, it tends to come in themes. Well, funnily enough, one of my themes tends to be, how am I going to get all of this done? There's quite a few thoughts about that quite often. Used to be for me, it was about my health. I'd have constant busy mind trying to figure out how I was going to get my health back. What could I do to get my health back? What actions could I take? What food did I need to eat? I'm so very, very sorry if this is wobbling all over the place. That could be kind of annoying, but I don't have my usual stands and all of the rest of it outside. I do apologise. Yeah, I just spent all of my time trying to figure it out. And do you know what? What I actually came to see was that it was that was making me ill, because I couldn't find a solution. I got more confused when I started listening to all of these thoughts in my mind, when I started believing that all of that was relevant to those moments. This idea of having to fix something, of having to change something. Because that's what the mind's trying to do. It's trying to help us. But ultimately, it can never really know the answer. It can't. Your true self knows the answer. Your true self, when you're living from your conscious awareness, that's a video for a whole other day, but your real self beyond the mind knows the real answers to things, and it only ever knows in the present moment. That's the magic of this. So all you've got to do is come back here and now and go from there. What are you doing right now? Be fully engaged in that. And when these thoughts come up, don't engage with them if you can. Like just sort of see them and go, oh, my mind's trying to help me right now. Thanks. Thank you, mind. Thank you. But I think I'll just carry on what I'm doing rather than engage with you. And what happens is when we start to engage in those thoughts, when we start to believe that they're relevant to what's going on right now, when we start to, really believe that this stuff is real, it snowballs. So it can start off with one thought, and you're not even going to know this is happening. It happens so fast. You start with one thought, and then that one thought leads to another thought, and another, and another, and another, and another. Before you know it, your mind is like a pigging freight train, right? It's so busy, it feels like it's just gone off like a rocket, and it's got a life of its own in that moment. This is no way to live, folks. This is no way to live. You deserve the most divine, gorgeous life. And having a busy mind is the exact opposite of that. It's stress, it's struggle. There's so much confusion because you can't find the answers. You just can't quite seem to grasp what it is that you need to do. All you ever have to do is come back here now. I promise you that. That is all you ever have to do. The stronger the connection is with your true self, the easier this is to do. And I'll speak about that some other time. That's a topic in itself. But just play with that. Write it out. Take a good look at it. Ask yourself, is this relevant to right now? Or am I trying to fix something? Okay. And then just come back right here, right now, into what you're doing. That's all you've got to do. And do what you need to do right now, because that's where the solutions are found. If you're stuck in this stuff and you'd like some help with it, just come and have a chat with me. I'd love to just sit down and just see where you're at and where you want to be, and give you some solutions of what it is you need to do. What do you need to do to get out of this, okay? Yeah, book a chat with me. Apply for a free chat, and we'll just have a really, really good heart-to-heart about it. And you can just tell me what's going on for you, okay? And you'll come out knowing what exactly the steps you need to take to get out of this. It's been lovely hanging out with you again. I love to see you. You're all so gorgeous. I'll see you another day. Have an amazing day, an amazing week. Lots of love. Bye.